Hey guys, it's Vera from Really Visuals. In today's video, we will be reviewing the YC Onions Chocolate SE Motorized Slider, as well as the Burger Motorized Bullhead. Yes, there's really other names. I've been testing these two out for a few weeks now, and whilst they do have their merits, there are a few problems that hold them back somewhat. Don't get me wrong, for the price, it's still an awesome piece of gear, but it's just missing a few of those quality of life features that would really put that cherry on top of the cake for me. The same goes for the Burger Pan Head. The design just needs a little bit of polish to really shine and be that go-to piece of gear, but there are some good things about it depending on your needs. Firstly, full disclosure, this is not a paid or sponsored video in any way. YC Onion did reach out to us and send us the slider and the pan head for free, but as always, our opinions and thoughts are always fully independent. A big thank you to YC Onion, especially Nicole, for sending these out and making this video possible. So let's start off with what you get in the box. Please ignore how beaten up these boxes are. Aaron had these shipped to me from the UK and they have been stuck in customs for like 2 weeks. When they arrived at our place in the UK from YC Onion, they were in perfect condition. Here's the box for the slider. Let's open it up. So first you get a manual, of course. Then you have a USB power cable, a nice carry pouch for the slider, and of course the slider itself, which is not made of onions or chocolate. Bear in mind that it also does not come with a battery included. Here's the even more appetizing sounding Burger Motorized Bullhead. Inside we get another manual. We have a few mounting options for the burger head to put on the slider. So this one goes underneath the burger head and this one goes on top. We also get another USB power cable and the burger head itself. Price-wise, the slider will set you back $269 and the burger head is $199, which I think are reasonable price points, especially when you're starting out and looking to get your first slider to really level up your video game. Also, since these can be bought separately, you could buy the Chocolate SE slider first, see how you get on, and then invest in the Burger Pan Head. Moving on, let's take a closer look at the slider. It is one of the smallest and most compact sliders I have ever used. It's 26.8 centimeters in length, and just to really bring that point home, here's what it looks like on top of an A4 piece of paper. It weighs just over 800 grams, which really surprised me because it does not feel like it in my hand. It actually feels a lot lighter. For me, that's always a big bonus since I'm actually more likely to take it with me on shoots, and I'm not just sitting there asking myself, like, do I really need to bring it? Is it worth carrying this all the way to the shoot just for 2 extra shots? With a slider this compact, it's so much harder to make those excuses. It's so small, you might as well take it with you. The build quality and the size make it perfect for travel. The majority of the body is made of aluminum alloy, and so I'm sure it can survive rough treatment. The only letdown is the plastic casing around the control panel, which feels a bit flimsy, and so do the buttons. They are wobbly and rather small, which makes them awkward to press, but I am definitely being nitpicky here. Once you add the burger head, you're looking at an additional 534 grams. The head is roughly 10 by 10 centimeters and 5.7 centimeters in height. And in keeping with the Chocolate SE slider, the casing around it is pretty much all aluminum alloy as well. Power-wise, the slider has a slot for an F550 Sony battery, which I really appreciate because unlike on the burger head, the battery is not just hanging off from the side. The slider's manual states that an F550 battery should last you around 6 hours, and on the burger head, the F550 battery lasts around 5 hours. Next, let's talk about the performance. Though the Chocolate SE slider may be little, it's fully capable of pulling its weight. In desktop mode, the slider has a whopping 20 kilogram payload. However, that goes down to 3.5 kilograms at a 45-degree tilt. And lastly, in the vertical mode, it has a payload of 2.5 kilograms. Bear in mind that if you have the Burger SE head, you do have to count in the weight of it as well into that. This makes the Chocolate SE slider perfect for smaller setups that don't go over 2 kilograms. If you want to use the burger head and get the full range of angles. That won't affect most users, but is a deal breaker if you have a bigger and heavier setup. The motion of the slider and the pan head is very smooth, so no complaints there. With a solid tripod, these two pretty much guarantee buttery smooth motion whether you are shooting wide or getting in close with product shots. There is a slight problem though. When the slider reaches the ends, there is a hard stop and it jerks the camera, but as long as you stay in the middle and don't go all the way to the end, you won't have any problems. For some of you, the travel distance may be an issue. That's really the trade-off when having something so compact. With wide shots, the motion is so subtle that you might as well be not using a slider. Personally, I would recommend the Chocolate SE slider for product shots where things are happening on a much smaller scale and you get to see all that movement. Now we have to talk about some of the downsides because I really wanted to like the slider, but there are a few issues there. For me personally, the biggest letdown is the controls. The 4 buttons on the interface are not very straightforward. They feel awkward and confusing trying to dial in the right combination without any indication of what is happening. I wish that there were maybe some LED lights on the side or even like an audible indication of what is going on. Just to let you know what speed you are in, have you set point A and B. A screen with your settings would probably have been the most helpful here. These are the quality of life features that the slider is really missing. And that can be pretty frustrating at times, especially since sliders are already quite time consuming to be set up anyways. And I get that you can always use the app, which actually makes the things a lot more straightforward and easier to control. The process of connecting the slider and the pan head via Bluetooth was really quick and easy. The app has all the features you need, and once you have set points A and B, you can be very exact with your speed, and the app even tells you how long the motion will take. However, I've had the app crash on me so many times, which made for a very frustrating experience. I was using the app with my Galaxy S21, everything was fully updated, including the firmware on the slider, but the app still kept crashing. This was on Android, so Apple users may actually have a different experience. At the moment, the app doesn't have any reviews, so I can't really tell what is the experience for other people. I would like to think that the crashes will eventually be fixed with an update, because I couldn't even revert to using the controls on the slider if I wanted to use the pan head. I could look past the awkward controls on the slider if there was a solid app to rely on. And if that were the case, I would actually be giving the slider a strong recommendation. But in its current state, the app is unfortunately a bit of a lottery. Lastly, I would like to mention that the slider is quite loud, so if you are planning on recording audio with it, this is not the best for it. It would not be good for anything with dialogue, interviews, that kind of stuff. So to sum things up, the Chocolate SE slider and the Burger Head are solid options. The build quality is overall very good and the performance was great. I was happy with the shots I was able to get. The biggest things they need to get past are the awkward controls on the slider, and the app unfortunately will just crash too much. So fingers crossed that YC Onion fixes the app, and that future iterations of the slider will see an improvement in the controls department. For now, it's hard for me to give a recommendation because there is a good product here, it just needs some fine-tuning before I could give it a full recommendation. But if you can find one at a decent price, it's actually a pretty solid product. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments section below what you think of the Chocolate SE slider and the Burger Head. And also feel free to ask any questions. Aaron and I will try to answer them best as we can. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more so that you never miss any of our future uploads. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!